Well, we're back in the Big Blue Kingdom with Coach Routon. Coach, how are you doing today, brother?
Doing good.
Coach, before we get started, let's talk about the helmet back there. You guys have went through 6 helmets, broke 6 helmets in the last, year, you say?
Yeah, I don't know how or why, but yeah, I've got to mail one back today, and then try to get it back soon.
So physicality is not a problem up here at ARAB.
No, that's what
we do. Check that box.
That's what we're trying to do up here. We try to hit each other, and that didn't happen on Friday night. It happened in practice, so we don't take off there either.
So needless to say, y'all are doing a little bit more than thudding up at practice.
That's right. That's right.
Well, Coach, man, last Friday night you guys took on Guntersville again, and I don't know. It seems to be a trend when you guys hook up. It's a heck of a football game. It's a 4-quarter war. That was the case again this year. That was the case last year in the game I attended. But just take us back to last Friday and how it all transpired, because you're talking down to the seconds here.
Yeah, we started out. We had thought we had a pretty good plan going in. Offense or defense got a 3-and-out early. Offense, we drove down the field, punched one in. On the first drive, got another stop, and I think it was on the next drive. Hudson, our running back, he banged up his shoulder again, so he went out. It was back and forth. Really, the rest of the game, we gave up a big play for a touchdown, missed a couple tackles, tied it up. It was tied 7-7 for a while. There was a couple turnovers both sides of the game. It was just back and forth. It was a good war that you expect in a rivalry. Crosstown rivals against two pretty good teams. And then I elected to kick a field goal late. There's about 5.5 left, put us down 14-10, and then they did a good job kind of running out the clock. So,
Coach, what is it about Guntersville? Obviously, it's a rivalry game. You guys, but when you two hook up, man, it's like a freaking war.
Yeah, most of the time people look at, score comparisons and stuff like that leading into the game, and it's not even close. But they're just a little bit different team than we are. We're not really built to blow people out. We just kind of methodically beat on people for fourth quarters, and they can do that too. They proved that. They stood toe to toe with us last week. In kind of our style of game. So they can do that too, but they can also play the other side and just kind of real finesse and get all over people. And so whenever you look at the score comparisons, that you don't think it's really going to be a close football game, and then you get into that, get into the game, get between the lines, and like I said, the past 5 or 6 years, it's really just turned into an all-out physical war. It's a really fun football game to be a part of. It's a really fun one to watch, and I just hope that continues in the future.
A good old-fashioned slugfest.
That's what it turns out to be.
But Coach, the weird thing about this schedule is, I'm looking at your schedule now. There's no room to sit back, feel sorry for yourself, or take a breath or anything, because you got Madison Academy coming in, who's represented the North and won state championships multiple times over the last decade.
Yeah, this second year in a row we've kind of had to lick our wounds quick, I guess, in a really close nail biter to a region opponent, a rivalry game. A lot of times you look at just kind of the setbacks that could come with that and kind of the lull. I think our kids did a really good job this week coming in on Sunday and just kind of refocusing for the next week. Knowing Madison Academy is a good football team. Practice this week's been good. We almost got cut a little short yesterday due to rain. It started pouring right at the very end of practice, but we were able to get it in. It's been a good week, and I expect a good game on Friday night.
Coach, when you go ahead and build your indoor here, you ain't got to worry about the elements no more. Is that the next project y'all got up there?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
You can build
maybe one day.
You can build you one of the UAB type ones with no walls on it.
Yeah, that would
be pretty cool, wouldn't it? What have you seen from Madison Academy? They're not your typical, what are they, 3A now? No, they're 4A now. No, they're 3A. Are they 3A? I think they are 3A.
Yeah, I don't know.
But they're not your typical, they're loaded to the gills as usual.
They've got a really good quarterback. He can use his legs. He's improved a whole lot as a passer. They've got some receivers. They've got a good running back, big offensive line, and defensively, they lost a middle linebacker that was a really, really good player, but they basically returned 7 or 8 starters over there on that side of the ball, and so they've all had experience, and so I mean they're still a tough team over there too. Last year it was a really low scoring game. It was in like a 30-mile-an-hour wind, mist, rain. So I mean it was really sloppy conditions. So it was a low scoring game. Defensive touchdown kind of helped us out a little bit. And this year, their offense, like I said, they returned that quarterback, and he's really good. And they return a lot of pieces. So I mean, and they're still a pretty young football team. That's what's crazy is they return a lot, and they're still pretty young. So I mean, it ought to be a good test on Friday night.
That's the team you said they are 4A because I remember they put Hoax Bluff out.
That's right.
They are because it was in the championship game 2 years ago. Well, last time it was in Tuscaloosa is what moved them up in classification. They beat Hoax Bluff by like 50 or something. I mean, remember it was like 40 to 50 points the last time they played them in the playoffs. They're a formidable opponent. What went into scheduling them? You've played them a couple times now, though, haven't you?
So they were before I got here. They were in region.
I got you.
I'm pretty sure that was a region game. I'd have to look back and see. I wasn't here, but played them 2 years before, the 2 years before I got here, and then put them back on schedule this past year. And that was that was just a revolving door of trying to get teams and find the right schedule and all that.
Y'all probably have a difficult time. Y'all probably have a difficult time scheduling.
Last class it was pretty tough.
Yeah.
Just trying to, and it makes it hard too because everybody's regions are different. Also the weeks are different. Then you've got rivalries like Albertville that you want to play and when you're going to play them, and so it just cuts you down. And trying to find those teams where you're not having to drive a long way and you're going to get a competitive football game. I mean,
and also, man, when teams play y'all, they're going to get beat up. I mean, whether they win or lose, they're going to get beat up. I mean, the helmet behind you is the case in point. It's probably hard. Teams are like, man, I ain't playing them on our off week. I don't want to get beat on.
I don't know how other people think about us, but we like to think we play physical.
I can promise you get that perception across the state. That's people don't like getting beat on a lot of times. They're like, modern day football people's like, let's schedule somebody we can get some work in, get some young guys in. That ain't gonna be the case when they play y'all, so it'd be hard. But anything else going on with the team, coach? Anybody needs to know about?
Just we're in the same spot we were in last year. Just kind of message to the kids. We're in the same spot we were in last year, and we still got 5 games left on our schedule. Kind of control our destiny as far as playoffs go, hosting a playoff game and all that, and just reminding the kids got to stay focused, take it 1 week at a time, and survive, advance to the next week, and then with the guys that are kind of backups, just being ready, being that next man up. I mean, you're one play away from being a starter, so that's just kind of what we've been preaching, and we've had a lot of injuries.
How are you
so
on
far
the
this year?
Injury from
Hudson going down last week. He just kind of re-aggravated that shoulder injury. He's more of a game time decision as far as playing him or not. Knowing you've got some big region games coming up, and then our offensive linemen, they're a couple of them are beat up and playing, and it's just kind of a hold your breath during the game, and hopefully they don't re-aggravate or do anything like that. And again, just getting those other guys prepared and ready to go in case something does happen.
Yeah, no doubt, because creating depth with those other guys. You got to have it nowadays. I mean, especially with the brand of football y'all play and the region y'all play. I mean, y'all are a meat grinder. And then you turn around and play a Madison Academy, right there. I mean, you've opened up with a 7A Albertville, and you close with Priceville. I mean, you guys play some really good football teams outside of a meat grinder of a region. I mean, I'm looking, you still have Scottsboro, Douglas, and Boaz after this.
Yeah,
that schedule's not easy.
At the end of the year, Priceville's a completely different team than we were last year.
Oh yeah, no, they're playing way different football. But yeah, final thoughts, Coach, before we shut it down.
I mean, just offensively, we've been struggling a little bit to find points to put on the scoreboard, and we've had plays to be made. We've just got to keep working with those young guys and find the people that are able to step up and make the plays whenever we're need to make them. And we've had a lot of successful drives this year that didn't really end successfully, whether it was a turnover, a penalty, a drop, maybe a running back doesn't hit the right hole. So we've just got to find a way to completely put that together and find some explosiveness a little bit on offense. I kind of had this conversation the other day with a couple coaches. You look at that Guntersville game, there was 3 touchdowns scored, and there was 3 explosive plays in the whole game. And the 3 drives that had an explosive play, those are the 3 drives that resulted in a touchdown.
That's crazy.
And then our field goal drive, we started back inside the 20, and I mean it was a long drive, but never explosiveness. And whenever things like that happen and a defense makes an offense snap the ball 10, 12, 14 times, there's bound to be some mistake, and it may be little that you don't see in the stands, but there's a mistake made that forces you in a 3rd and long or a 2nd and long, and it kind of changes the outcome of the drive. And so that's a big thing, a big challenge to our offense is doing your job every time, of course, but just trying to find those explosive plays and players to make those plays in that situation. So that's one thing that we've really been trying to focus on really the last couple weeks, but it's just getting more and more pressing.
Yeah, when you guys play Guntersville, I know last year from the game, I mean, it was so tight. It was like both teams were like, I don't want to mess up. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes
that changes things too.
Yeah.
Pressure adds in games, and sometimes play calling too. Because you get put in situations and you don't want to give the other opponent a short field and stuff like that.
Right.
So I mean, and special teams was a huge factor last week, and our special teams played good, but they're a kicker. We started every drive, every kickoff we started on the 20 because he boomed it out of the end zone, and every punt, I mean, he just completely flips the field. And we had a really good average. We've met our goals as far as like where we want teams to start their average field position. We really met that. And it still wasn't as good as theirs. So I mean, their kicker, who is also their punter, I mean, he's a huge weapon for them and able to flip the field, and that really plays into their favor. And really played against us on Friday night just with that average field position. But that's part of the game.
But it's crazy how field goal kickers can. Mm-hmm. And it's a lot of times they get overlooked. But if you got a good one, and then you end if you end every drive with a kick, that's. I mean, it's hard to beat a team.
The game was so similar. I mean, like I said, field position really played into it because, like I said, I think we only had 1 3 and out, and I think they had 1. They may have had 2, but just the ability to just completely flip the field if you do go 3 and out is just a huge weapon. And both teams had 1 turnover. We fumbled in plus territory or in minus territory for us. It gave them the ball in plus territory, and then our defense came up with a big stop, got a pick down on the goal line. But again, we started at the 4-yard line that drive. So we were successful. We were able to get the ball back out to the 30-35. But, again, it was just if we're able to start that drive on the 50, we may be in 4-down territory, or the 40, we're in 4-down territory. So, I mean.
You still control your destiny to hosting playoff game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and if we get wins, if we're able to get a win on Friday night and do what we're supposed to do the rest of the season and finish 5-0 in these last 5 games. Maybe I should say 1-0 each week, but if we're able to run the table, which I think we're very capable of doing, but if we're able to do that, it could force a tiebreaker scenario like we were in a few years ago, which we failed to that. We didn't have the wins non-region. or maybe our opponents didn't have the wins non-region to add up for a three-way tiebreaker. And this year with Priceville and Madison Academy,
I don't think you have any problem
kind
with
of
that.
stacking up those wins. That, it gives us a chance
Yeah.
there in a three-way tie too. So I mean, we're still in a really good spot. It's just kind of keeping a good headspace, taking it one day at a time, continuing to improve, taking it one Friday night at a time, and just checking off the wins as we go.
The Big Blue Kingdom is going to be rocking and rolling.
I expect
Friday.
it. I mean, rain or shine, I expect them to be in the stands,
Oh, yeah.
loud as could be. It was a great atmosphere last week, Garnersville. Really felt like we had kind of that home field advantage as far as the crowd goes. They were loud and rowdy, and it was a really good atmosphere. It was a really fun game. We just fell a little short.
Coach, I appreciate you so much. Good luck to you guys moving forward, and we'll be back here next week.
Appreciate it.